Hello and welcome to our first devlog of Apocalypse Express. The game's already been in development for about a year, so I'll first start off by giving you a brief overview of what the game actually is. Apocalypse Express is a top-down action management roguelike where you manage and repair your train while fighting off increasing waves of enemy robots. Yeah, that might sound like a spoonful of information, so let me dive a bit deeper into how things actually work. At the start of the run, you're found inside your hub. At the moment, it's pretty placeholder, but in the future, the player will be able to interact with NPCs, purchase like meta progression upgrades, change characters, change trains, etc. Once you're ready to start your run, you can hop onto the train and commence. The first thing you're greeted to with is a map, where you get to choose which destination you want to go. I could bore you with the details of what each destination means, but I'll leave that to the next devlog since we're reworking some of those systems behind it. When you're out on the wasteland, there are a few things the player has to watch out for. First is the coal. No coal, no movement. The player has to constantly keep track of how much coal they have, because if it runs out, the train stops. We went through a few versions of coal, and we still might change it in the future. We had ideas of having separate speed, coal values where you could set the speed and it would change the coal consumption, but it was too damn complicated, so we kept it simple for now. We paired the coal system with the turn system. Every once in a while the player will get a warning that a turn is incoming. They have to interact with the lever in order to steer the train into the right direction. If you miss the turn, you hit the roadblock and your furnace gets destroyed. Second are the enemies. We've developed a number of enemies that we plan to expand greatly in the future. They currently work based on a wave system, and the farther you are in the run, the more varied enemies appear. Third is the health of the train. Repairing is a crucial part of gameplay, as you're constantly trying to keep your train going. The train is split up into modules, or module slots, which can each individually take damage. Once a module takes enough damage, it breaks, leaving you open to enemy fire and disabling its functionality. The player can fix the modules before they break by interacting with them, or via a minigame once they're already broken. Keep your train functional is key to success. Once you start losing crucial parts of your train, you're not going to get very far. Fourth is the resource management. As you might have noticed, there's an ammo and scrap counter on the HUD, and a huge claw on the train. Similar to the turn system, the player is notified once a resource is approaching, and they have to position their claw in order to grab it. For now, we have two resources, ammo and scrap, but we plan on expanding this in the future. Those above-mentioned things represent, to some degree, the pillars of the game. The flow that we want to achieve is a blend of chaos, where the player is struggling to keep the train going, and action, where the player is fighting enemies through the use of interesting tools. Speaking about tools, it's time to talk about a very important and fun part of the game, which is modules and upgrades. As you progress through the game, you slowly gain new things. Modules can be slotted into empty module slots inside wagons, and they provide a new gameplay opportunity for the player. For example, there's an EMP, which when activated disables all enemies for 5-6 seconds. Or a shield plate, which you can position somewhere on the train to block enemy attacks. At the moment we have around 11 modules. Upgrades, on the other hand, are used to enhance and change the modules. This, of course, includes the starting ones and the base wagon, like the claw and the furnace, and they can range from minor ones like plus 10% damage to the cannon, or adding even more functionality to them. At the moment, we have around 70 upgrades. One thing I want to add to this is a little bit about the team. We're Llamaware. We consist of 4 people at the moment, 2 programmers, 1 artist, and me, who's tackling design and organization. We're also working on this game as a side project, working in it in our spare time, but we've managed to accomplish a lot, and we don't plan on stopping. If you enjoyed our first devlog, feel free to subscribe, as the plan is to make this into a monthly thing. It will help us push new updates and keep the community updated on how the game is progressing. If you have anything you would like to share with us, feel free to leave a comment or join our Discord. There, not only will you be able to chat with us, but also have a chance to play early versions of the game, which can help us immensely through valuable feedback. Thank you for sticking to the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one.